What's going on, guys? Car Review Guys here. My name is AJ and we are back with the 2023 Honda Civic Type R. Obviously, manual transmission. This is not the full review. This is going to be 5 things to improve and 5 things to love. Full review link down below. Be sure to check that out. And if you haven't already, definitely subscribe. I do appreciate that. We're on our road to 20,000 subscribers. We're over 18,000 right now. Thank each and every one of you. Now, you guys know that are not new, we try to make these ones a little bit shorter, so we're gonna try to keep this under 12 minutes the best we can. So let's roll the cinematic and let's get right on into it. Full disclaimer, for the 5 things to improve for this particular car, it is all optional items that I wish would be optional. So that's the improvement list, if you will. Let's roll. Number 1 on the list, keep in mind a lot of these items would potentially add weight to this vehicle, so I do understand it could potentially take away from the performance slightly, but I think there's enough people that would like to daily this with having a fun track vehicle. So again, this would all be optional. Number 1 on the list, rear AC/heat vents. It would be nice to be able to have those because if you have some kiddos or whatever, it does help definitely having the vents in the rear, so it'd be cool to have that optional. Number 2 on the list would be optional heated/ventilated and cooled seats. Again, yes, that would add weight, but I have found myself just my back sweating a good bit in these seats, which are beautifully designed, obviously. But having that would be nice, especially for track days, because you are required, I believe, every track I've been to, you definitely have to have your windows down. So when it's hot, like here in Arizona, just having that little bit of air flowing to your back, it does help. Number 3 on the list is up above us, and that would be an optional sunroof. Yes, it lowers the roof line. Yes, it adds weight, which is why I certainly would never want that standard because it's taking away from helmet space if you're only gonna track this car. But for those of you that just want a fun, everyday car to be able to still have that option, again, I just think it would be nice. So just trying to think of the majority of the crowd and something that is fairly easy from a supply chain perspective overall. Last but not least on this, number 5, and that would be optional all-wheel drive. This car scoots as it is, but obviously from first to second, you definitely have some wheel spin. Having that all-wheel drive, you would never have that. I mean, it would just stick. So that would be pretty sweet in the future to see an optional all-wheel drive added for some extra money, because I would be in on that. On to the 5 things to love about this Type R. Number 1, and this is in order. Number 1, my favorite thing is the handling. The handling is absolutely insane. I go over that in the full review, give actual examples, drone footage, all the stuff. So if you want to see that, go check that out. Definitely that is number 1 on my list. Number 2 on the list is the manual transmission. Having a 6-speed manual still is such a blast. I love just rowing through the gears, controlling it the way I want to. It's a blast. It's fun. Number 3 is the seat design. I really like the seat design. Having the Type R and being able to have a 5-point harness is definitely nice, and the bolsters are quite large. Now, obviously, if you're older, it's a little bit harder to get into the seat. Again, I don't think that's the target market. I really like it because from a track perspective, you have to be hugged in a seat. And for anyone who hasn't truly tracked the vehicle, you're just not going to understand, right? Like, I've been in a GT2 RS to where I had a 5-point harness as tight as I could get it, to where it was literally like, you know, in the area hurting. And I was like, I can't get it any tighter. And as I got out on track, man, I wish I could somehow get the harness tighter. I couldn't. So having good bolsters is so important on a track, and the option to have that. So it's a great seat design in this Type R. Number 4 is the driving technology. So having adaptive cruise control and lane centering, super nice to have. I mean, there are so many sports cars that just don't have it because they just, I don't know, the manufacturers overlook it. The technology obviously has been there for a long time now. They just don't put it in there. So the fact that Honda did that is huge, because from a daily perspective, or taking it on, you know, 3, 4, 5 hour trip, having those items is super nice. And some of you maybe have not experienced it, or you just don't believe in technology, whatever. Once you use it and get to know it, it's super nice to have. And number 5 on the list is functional aero. From the hood ventilation to the wing that's actually providing downforce for a track, having functional items, so nice. Like, so many years of cars that they just throw things on there to make it look sporty. No, not on this car. And this kind of points back to my number 1, and that is the handling. All of those items play into how well this car handles. And for a front-wheel drive car, this is the best handling front-wheel drive car. I go over that in the review again, so if you want to see all of like the quality, high stuff type of video, that's the one for you. It's just longer. So again, this is a shorter video. The handling's insane. The handling on this car is so good. And before long, we're going to be getting the Integra Type S. So we'll see how that compares to this. Probably before the end of the year, most likely. Hopefully we'll be getting that one. So definitely can't go wrong if you're looking for a good handling car. This is the one for sure, especially with a decent price tag. Hopefully you guys enjoyed today's video. Again, made to be shorter, so if you want the full review, link down below. And if you did, give it a good old thumbs up. And if not, just comment down below what you would like to see a little bit better in these videos. Obviously can't please everybody, but I do answer everyone the best I can. As always, I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.